Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Myths and Meaning, the Storyteller's Hearth. But I haven't got a story as such to tell you today. This is me sharing the lore of the full moon, of the current full moon, and it's sharing some myths and some wee legends as well. So here we are. We're going to be under a snow moon tomorrow. It's very auspicious, isn't it? Because it's bang on Imbolc. It's actually bang on Imbolc, so I'm looking forward to sitting around the fire tomorrow and sharing the story that I've shared with you. So we're under a snow moon, and a snow moon it speaks for itself, doesn't it? Really, because February is synonymous for having quite deep snowfall in Europe and in America, so it's kind of a shared name. And interestingly enough, we share more names in the winter than we do through the summer between the Americas and here. But the Cherokee, they call it the bony moon. And it's the bony moon because you can see the rib cages of the animals. The animals are hungry, and you can see the ribs of the people. If they're brave enough to take the gear off, that is. Yeah, it's a time of there's little food, so you can actually see the effects. And the Lakota, they call it the hard moon or the cracking moon. And the hard moon is because the ground is it's rock hard. You can't be growing anything, and the cracking moon becomes from the hard frost. It kind of makes the tree branches brittle. And when a wind comes, it snaps them, and it's the crack. It's the crack of the wood. The Cree, they call it the hunger moon. Yeah, that's and the Choctaw, they call it the moon of the big famine. In our fair Isle of Britain, it's the ice moon or the storm moon. And the storm moon speaks for itself, and the ice moon speaks for itself. Although back in the time where these names come from, it wasn't as warm in winter. It wasn't as we're going through climate change, and these winters were cold and were hard for these people. But we're on Imbolc as well. We're on Imbolc, and it's a micro moon, and the legend is that the Kaliak, she takes the moon from the sky and she goes for a walk, and it's the night of Imbolc when she decides whether winter's going to last longer or it's going to end sooner, and that is up to her. And through the light of the moon with a lantern, she can see the snowdrops. The snowdrops are a significant part of the Imbolc tale. Yeah, well, further up north, there's I think something I'm going to expand on for the next full moon, actually, because I think it bears its own story to itself. There's the legend of a harsh moon, and there's a legend of a bear. And it's also a legend that Vale is the thinnest. It's thinnest up there, so winter still has a firm grip. The storms that we have this time of year, it's like the storms are late and they're in a hurry. It's like the Kaliak is blowing itself out. It's the last hurrah of winter. It's doing its best, but they'll grow weaker and weaker as it gets warmer and warmer. We're on the quickening as well, the hinge. The quickening is because the ground's become a little bit softer, the bulbs are starting to do their thing. The light seems just that little bit lighter, the sun's that little bit higher. And the hinge is like a turning point. Because we are at the midway point between solstice and equinox. So we'll come to Bridie or Breda or Bridget. She's a big part of the Imbolc tale. She's a huge part of it. But she has 3 fires in her hand. She has the hearth fire in her hand. And that's the home fire. That's our fire that we gather, the place of warmth, and where we come into between our walls to take shelter from the cold, cold weather. And the winds and the rain. And if you're lucky, a bit of snow. We're not getting much down here. And it's a good time to be inward and reflect. It's a beautiful time to be inward and reflect, because once summer comes, we'll be out under the fire, in the sky. We'll be under the sun, out and about, seeing people, seeing friends, going places. So being in and reflecting on yourself, reflecting on your emotions, reflecting on, well, I speak for myself, I reflect on my own emotions. And I feel that it's a bit like the tides. My emotions come in with the tide, and then sometimes they go out with the tide too. And that is a nice place to be, because we learn more about ourselves through reflection than being outward, I suppose. So the second fire she holds, it's a fire of the forge. Bridie is the holder of the forge fire. And that's to signify like a reshaping of the future, where the metal comes out onto the anvil red hot, and the blacksmith plies his trade. He reshapes that metal into something new, and it's that time. It's that time for renewal. And the third fire she holds, that's the fire of inspiration. It's the fire of song and spoken word and storytelling. It's the fire that's within us, the thing to move us forward as like within ourselves, as ourselves. So Bridie, Bridget, Breda, I told you a tale. My previous tales, and I did call her Breda. It just flowed. It just made me. It just helped me crack on with the story, really, because I needed the story to flow. But in that story, I tell of the fleece, the washing of the fleece, from brown to brilliant white. And this is kind of it's to depict the cleaning of the soot. The start of the spring clean, if you like. You know what I mean? It's because the darkest months are gone. And start to shake the soot off, and that's what the fleece is about. It's part of the Imbolc tale as well, where the Caliac actually washes the fleece. She washes her own fleece. But again, that is to clear the soot, start clearing the air, start moving forward, because I suppose you can actually see the soot because the sun's actually up. It's time to get that clear out. So the promise is here, isn't it? It's here, it's arrived. I'll miss the dark days. I do like winter. I quite enjoy it, actually. I like it when it's cold, I like it when it's harsh. But I also love it when it's sunny and love it when it's warm. So I'm from the north, you see, so we have to appreciate everything we've got. I was working in Enfield in London, North London, last week, and I was thinking about the promise, and I was thinking about Imbolc, and I was thinking about the tales. And as I was walking through Chase Green, which is a beautiful part of London, there was a whole bed of crocuses. And it was a beautiful, beautiful day, and the crocus was sitting in mist. And there was actually a few people took the time to stop and actually look at them. That's how much power they hold. Those delicate flowers. They can stop people in their tracks and make them look, make them aware, and then make them think and make them feel as well. Because there's nothing like a flower, is there, really? So I stopped with them for a while and we did chat. And it was a very, very beautiful moment in a very busy, a very big city. And I was chuffed. I was actually really chuffed about that. That put a spring in my step all the way to work, it did. So there we are. There's my kind of wee take on where we are now under our current moon. I'll be hopefully sharing more lore of the full moon in 4 weeks' time. So until then, happy Imbolc, everyone. And I hope the promise of spring warms your hearts.